Hey, welcome to Norman Friends, all you people out there in what the hell are we? Manchester.
Manchester. Same
I
place
think
you've
one
been
of
the
those.
last 15 years.
Yeah, I cut him off today. Out there in TV land, we are welcoming our friend April, who has
Hey,
been
you
here
remembered her
before.
name.
Yes, I
That's
did.
impressive.
Well, her hairstyle. She always intrigues me with the different hairstyles that she has.
Isn't it beautiful, though?
Isn't
I
it?
love
Thank
that
you.
color
Yeah.
on
Thank
you.
you.
One thing about I like about April, she dares to be different.
Yes.
You are nonconformist. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to tell the people about you and what you're doing and all that?
Sure. So I own the Retreat on Elm in downtown Manchester, which is where I do Reiki, life coaching, channeled messages, things like that. I have written 2 books so far, and I'm working on the third right now. It's actually in editing mode. I'm most excited about that because that's my current baby. And I didn't bring my first book, Essence, but I brought it the last 2 times
Right.
I've come in.
And I've read it
But
too, so.
this one is The Missing Piece in Gratitude and Abundance, and it's actually a group project with a bunch of other authors, and we all contributed a chapter. And apparently now both this book and Essence have made me be able to say that I am an international best-selling author.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
But this is just really about how to kind of get more abundance in your life, and especially by using gratitude, but, you know, a bunch of other tools and things like that as well.
When you talk about abundance, a lot of people may not understand, like, if they're more like I am sometimes, but no. But an abundance. When you talk about abundance, but people may not, are you talking about money abundance? Are you talking about health abundance? Or are you talking about abundance in general?
It depends on the person, because everybody kind of has their own definition of abundance. So for some people that is money, but really, you know, most of the time when people get to that level of the amount of money that they thought they wanted, they find that they're not happy with that, you know. So a lot of times it's much more about other things. It's, you know, having the health, having the love, having, you know, a state of peace in your life and balance. And so, sure, it's wonderful to have money, but it takes a balance and a lot of other things as well.
You know, and you're right, because, you know, when I was making pretty good money and that, you know, but I was always I was never happy. I mean, okay, money, but the more I made, the more I drank. You know, I still kept looking for that one piece that was missing out of the jigsaw puzzle, if you want, you
Yeah.
know. But now when you talk about abundance, what I have in abundance is gratefulness.
Right.
I'm grateful I lost everything and went that south, but I really am.
Yeah.
I'm very,
Yep.
you know, it taught me how to be humble. I guess that's where my abundance is. My health, my friends around me. I have abundance of friends. I have abundance of a lot of people who are around. I haven't gotten the bow to me yet, but that's the next step.
We're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. What did John say, by the way? Oh, when I was fixing up I said, well, I have to let go. And he said, it takes a lot of work or something like that. Really offended me, hurt my heart. I cried for 2 hours, you know.
It ruined his makeup and
Yes,
everything. It was such
everything.
drama.
But unfortunately, April is not going to be in our event, and we're going to miss you. But the next
Yes.
one, hopefully, you'll be able to make that one.
yeah.
Okay. But we are having a big event coming up for the Manchester Animal Shelter.
Very good.
Yeah, let me see. We got a whole lot of people here. Hey, next February 24th. For some reason, I got my dating mixed up. I've got Pauline Hathworth and another lady. I forgot her name, but anyway, she's coming on.
Renee?
Renee.
Yes, because she sent me a message. I'm very excited she's coming on.
Yeah, I forgot that I hadn't put her in this one here, but that'll work out. And then on March 2nd, we had this little girl. She's what, 8 or 9 years old?
She might be 9 now.
9 now. Oh, she had the most beautiful
She
voice.
does
Oh,
really,
wow.
truly
And
sing
boy,
like an
you know,
angel.
and you see her all over. I watch her picture on Facebook where she's doing opening for singing and stuff, and it comes from here. You know, and it's not one of those people who's been trained. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It comes from the heart, and she just enjoys it.
She just has a
you know.
natural gift.
Oh
for it.
yeah, you know, and then on March 9th, we have a adventure camp coming in. with Rich Dan
Yep.
Dan Boys. I'm not sure about Jerry and the Candyman, but Dan Boys and his crew are coming in.
Is
Okay.
that the group that does the ghost hunting
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yes.
that? Oh, I just had a friend ask, Jason Martin, who's a shaman in this area, was looking to get more into ghost hunting and stuff like that. So I was trying to think of their name, so I need to remember.
Yeah,
Jason,
they're on,
it's
they're on
Adventure
Facebook
Camp.
too. Yeah, they're actually on Facebook, Adventure Camp. Yeah. Then we got Mischief Manage coming on March 16th, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Then we got, I got a whole lot of new people coming on. We got Carolyn from the Manchester Animal Shelter going to be coming on, and she's a dog trainer up there. And her and I, I'm afraid, might have some disagreements because she doesn't think dogs have expression. She says only a little bit, and I don't buy that at all.
Jesus.
Oh,
She
my.
has got to meet my dog.
Yeah, and
That
my
is the
dog,
most
too.
expressive dog I've ever met. You know exactly what my dog wants at any given moment.
My dog will almost tell me what time it is for me to go to bed. And look at me, and it'll go, you know what I mean, and track back and
Yeah,
forth or whatever.
they're so funny with their little internal clocks and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
They know.
We are booked right up until June for people coming in. So that's a good thing. Oh, no, October, I'm sorry. There's a lady, Hannah, and Michelle, and Emma. What they do is every year they have what they call a haunted trail. And every year they raise money to help people who can't afford to have a Christmas.
Yep.
She was what, 15 when she started.
Yeah,
She's like 17 or 18
yeah.
now, and they were going through a lot of financial difficulties themselves. But instead of feeling sorry for themselves, they went and that's abundance, right?
Yeah.
That would be that they're helping other people.
Yeah, it really is a beautiful story with this child, really. Instead of, going, life sucks and whatever, I can't get my new whatever a teenage girl wants.
Yeah.
She said, how about I do something for other people who are in even worse situation? And I just think that's amazing.
Yeah, it's huge, especially at that age, to come up
you know,
with that.
See, it goes to show you folks, not all teenagers, not all kids, black, blue, brown, green, or yellow, are bad.
Well, you can't. Anytime
Only
someone
that one
says
I
all,
say
I
is one. Yeah.
turn them off.
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
It doesn't matter what the subject is. All never applies.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
And and I always say it could be just that 1%.
Right.
Most children you hear about, they really care for other people.
We have a call.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Hi,
Hello.
my name is Janice.
I'm sorry. What was your name?
Janice.
Hi, Jenny. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What can we do for you?
I was calling to see if I can get a reading.
I bet you can. One other thing I'm seeing about you, Jenny, is that you have got to start becoming more aggressive within yourself. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Do you understand what I mean by that?
I know who I am.
Yeah. You're a beautiful person. You have a beautiful heart. Okay.
Okay.
And I also, health-wise, I don't see any major problems. Do you?
I see some scares, but nothing that'll
major.
pan out.
Yeah. I also will tell you, don't worry financially. You will things will always come out the way you want them to, because you're a fighter. You're not afraid to take the chances that you need to take.
That's good to know.
And do you want to travel?
I would love to.
Because there's some traveling coming within the next 2 to 3 years. I know a lot. Everybody says I tell them all that, but no. But I see some traveling. I'm not seeing big over to Europe, or I'm seeing a lot more here in this country, like maybe to Utah, or maybe to Florida, or maybe to all these different states here. Enjoy the states that we have here. Enjoy the sceneries that we have here. It's a heck of a lot cheaper.
Hmm.
Okay. And also, who's the lady that has passed away?
There's a couple.
My mom.
Okay.
There's a couple.
Because what I want you to know is that she loves you and she thanks you for being there for her. Do you understand what I mean by that?
Yep.
Okay. And I also, is there another lady also that has passed?
Quite a few. I'm not sure who where.
Okay, because you have, I'll tell you, you have a lot of angels all around you. You have a lot of people that are really protecting you. Don't be afraid to ask them for help. It's okay to swallow your pride and say, I need your help.
Good to know.
But they talk to her. She doesn't listen.
Yeah, yeah. They're talking to you like Lori just said. They do talk to you. But there again, you're like your mom and your dad both. You're an independent lady, are you not?
I am.
Okay. You get any messages on her?
No.
Okay.
Nothing yet.
Do you like to? Do you drive a lot?
I have been lately.
Okay, Hail Mary, full of grace. No, I'm only picking on you now. But you're a pretty good driver. Don't be so nervous about it, okay?
Good to know.
Are you in a relationship right now?
I'm not.
Are you ready for one?
Sure.
All right. Don't be afraid to go and have a good, positive relationship because you deserve it. You will never have anything that you can't deserve or that you can't handle. Always know that. Financially, you're going to do okay. One of the things, but don't you eat red meat?
I love it.
You might cut back a little bit on that. You're not loud.
Some.
Well, it's funny. I didn't eat it for like 14 days, and I just started eating it again.
I'm not telling you to cut it out completely because that would be because everything on this earth has to be here for a reason. Okay, What I would tell you maybe like once a week, maybe twice a month or whatever. Guide it, but just don't get into it because it's going to make you eat the ingredients in the red meat. It's going to make you a lot more tired.
Good to know.
Okay.
Yeah, sluggish, heavy.
Yeah. And also, you also need to take something to do with iron. I've seen that you need.
That's why she craves the red meat.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, okay. You need to take iron pills or eat spinach.
I'm having some spinach tonight.
All right. What are you having with this? Okay. What are you having with the spinach?
Whole grain pasta and I diced up some peppers and spinach and actually some artichoke.
We'll be right over. What time's dinner?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right? We'll join her, right? Yeah. What time is dinner, darling? She'll hide it now. But the one thing, don't make so much out of your health. You're going to be okay.
Good to know.
Okay. Do you understand what I mean by that?
I do.
Okay. Are you worried about a child like a son?
Am I worried about them?
Right.
I always worry about my kids.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's because you're a good mother. Okay? But no, they're going to be okay. Okay?
Doesn't mean they're not going to take some turns that are going to make you scratch your head, though.
Well, I do that.
There will be times when you're going to be going, what the...
Blanky blank. Yeah, okay.
But they will be okay.
Yeah. Do you want to move?
I would love to move.
Because I see that coming.
I don't see that.
Oh, I do. It's not going to be right away. People think that when you tell us that it's all going to happen right away.
But I would say relatively in the next 8 to 12 months.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're not talking like moving to California or something.
I look at it in another area. Yeah. Don't be afraid to take the. See, you're pretty routine, aren't you?
I am.
And that's the holdup.
I'm going to give you a challenge. I want you to break that routine and do something differently.
Right, because nothing can change until you change what you do.
Like be a little risque. I don't mean to dress risque.
I was going to say, you need to clarify that because that can be taken many ways.
But go out and be a little more adventurous for you.
Yes.
I will.
Okay? And Mr. Right is right around the corner, not that far from you.
But if you don't break your routine, you're just going to walk right past him.
You hibernate in your house a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't know about hibernate, but...
Well, you go to work, then you come home, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Now it's time to get out. Play bingo. I can see you winning money playing bingo.
At least having a great time.
Yeah.
Those people are competitive.
Oh, they're
Don't laugh
mean.
it off. They're
Oh, yeah.
competitive.
I would tell you, go and play bingo or something like that. Go and enjoy your life and go and say, you know what? I got the world, honey, and it is all mine.
Right. That's what I was
Agree
going
with
to
that?
say. Find
Yep.
something to do
Use-
at least once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't
what-
stay at home. Okay. Do you have a dog?
I don't.
You ready for one?
No, my kids would love one.
Well, could I see you getting one? I love that laugh. Don't you?
Yeah, but I see there'd be problems with that if she does that at this time.
Why?
Well, for one, I don't think it's a good situation where she lives to have a dog, and she's not really committed to having one. And even though the kids would love one, you
Yeah,
all
she'll have to
know
take the
the parent
responsibility.
gets the dog.
But I still see one though. I'm
Having
seeing
another
like
kid.
I'm looking at a border collie,
Ooh, that's a lot of work.
but she needs that challenge. Okay, I'm seeing something like a border collie coming to her.
What I'm picking up is a lot of throat stuff. So there's just a lot of like stoppage in the flow of energy in the throat area. As you're talking, I'm getting a lot of like tension and tickling in my throat. And basically what that tends to mean is that throughout your life you've had to kind of stifle who you are and what your true beliefs are. So even if you're outgoing and talkative, there's still a suppression of the truth and your own true self and being able to express yourself. And so, I mean, it's pretty typical in our culture to kind of have that going on, because if you look at when a baby's crying for very legitimate reasons, the first thing that happens is you pick them up and you say, shh, don't cry. And so instantaneously there's this message of stop expressing your emotions. And then you're a toddler and you're dancing around the room and you're excited and you get settled down. So even the positive emotions are kind of tamped down. And then you're a kid and a teenager and you get don't talk back instead of here are the tools to have a constructive conversation about your thoughts and feelings. So we're never given the tools to ask for what we want and to really convey who we are, what we believe, what we feel in a way that kind of serves everyone involved. So that all of those times that we don't do that get built up in the throat. And so there's layer after layer after layer of energy that's been suppressed in that area. And over time, that creates issues from pretty much the top of the jaw area down to the top of the shoulders. So anything, in this area, thyroid issues, throat issues, teeth and jaw issues, tension here, all of that can start to kind of go wrong. And a lot of times you see it in thyroid issues, as the primary thing. And a way to start working on that is, first of all, just even spending time, sending energy or intention, putting attention on your throat, and just bringing your awareness there a lot. And that your awareness on something brings healing energy to it. So you don't even have to go take a Reiki class or anything like that. You can just sit with your focus on your throat and send it love, send it gratitude. And, it couldn't hurt to go get energy healing done on it or to do some work on learning how to express your truth more and just becoming more expressive and even being more creative, in whatever ways appeal to you.
And as you see, it makes sense to you?
Yeah.
And it does to me. Hey, you actually opened up, all right. One of the, and I have to agree because you've never been able to express how you really feel, have you?
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I express too much, but
No, you know what? We never express too much. Never, unless you're going on the whiny part. Hey, that's a new word for me, whiny part.
Whiny pot. I
And
like
you got
it.
that new- But when you complain but yet don't do anything about it, that's disturbing. But now it's time for you to grab the bull by the horns and just whirl it around and let him go and say, you know what? I am who I am. And for Ginny, right? What's her name, Ginny?
Ginny.
I am a proud person that, you know what? Nobody is going to walk all over me anymore. I want you to look in the mirror and say, what a beautiful person you are, and say how much you are a winner today. And you got to do it naked. I'm a
okay, and I'll work on my throat while I'm saying that.
Okay, that's whatever you can do. However you can heal thyself. okay? But you gotta believe inside of you. You have a heart that is ready to explode with kindness and love. But you also have another side that is like a volcano ready to erupt, and you gotta get rid of that negative energy. First of all, I tell people, write it all out. Write out how you feel, and you will feel better, I promise.
But then burn it. Don't
Yeah,
keep it.
yeah, oh God, don't burn, yeah, don't keep it. Okay? And, okay, we're going to let you go. If you have any questions, give us a call again, okay?
All right, thank you. Have
Yep.
a good day.
You
Two
too.
thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye now. We had a lady from Missouri last week.
Really?
Yeah, that was cool. And what people don't understand, and I'm glad you brought me. Thank you for coming out like that. Finally got you. That was a big step.
Well, she had to just tap
Which I
in.
think was
You know,
awful,
sometimes
you
it's
know.
not instant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get things instantaneously. It's more of
Oh, we have
physical
another call.
sensation.
All right. You can make it
Welcome
big.
to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Hi, my name's Keith.
Hi,
Hey,
Keith.
Keith.
How are you?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Not too bad. What are you going to complain and we'll listen, right? Keith, you got a lot of adventure coming up for you.
Do I?
Yeah. Stop hesitating with life. Start taking more, being more creative. Are you a creative person?
I can be.
Okay. I would suggest to you, if you agree, that you become more creative for you. Not anybody else, but for you.
Okay.
You don't be afraid to take those challenges because there's no such thing as failure.
You got to get out of your own way and start doing stuff.
Does that make sense to you?
Of course it does.
Okay. Do you like to drive?
I love it.
Okay. Do you know what speed limits are?
I certainly do.
And you're ready for another ticket?
No.
Okay, let's slow the speed down, okay? You have to be a little more observant because you're smart. You're a very intelligent young man. And you've got to start using your intelligence instead of making excuses for not doing it because success is yours if you want it.
But you have to take steps.
Yeah.
It's not handed to you in a box wrapped up in a bow.
Your journey has not always been easy, has it?
That's, no, it hasn't at all.
Okay. But what you have, you appreciate today, right?
Most certainly do.
All right. Because there's a lot. When you open up your heart and you open up your mind, do you feel a blockage?
I'm feeling a lot of just ick around this area
Yeah,
in the solar
yeah,
plexus,
yeah.
just like a knot in the stomach sort of feeling.
You've got to learn how to relax and and don't be afraid to take some more chances. You've got a lot of opportunity coming for you. 2016 and 17 are actually going to be very, very good years for you if you will allow that to happen.
I'm on board.
Okay. Do you want to travel?
I haven't really thought about it.
Okay. I'm not going to say you're going to be making lots and lots of trips, but I do see you doing a lot of weekend trips and getting to know other people and not being quite so shy, okay? You're a hard worker, right?
Most definitely.
Okay. Then you don't feel like you're being rewarded for the work that you do.
That's a true statement.
Okay. But what I will tell you is you may not feel it, and they may not show it, but you are rewarded. Remember this, the spirits are going to reward you. Okay? You're not alone in your battle. Okay?
Okay.
Are you in a relationship right now?
No.
Okay. Are you ready for one?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I got a lady coming on my show very shortly. We'll have to finish you up with her. But I see you in a relationship, and don't be afraid to take that chance. I don't see you getting hurt anymore, okay? I do see that you're very sensitive whenever you are in a relationship, and you hurt very easily. You've got to stop letting other people control it.
Okay.
You understand what I mean by that?
I do.
Okay. You gotta be yourself and don't be afraid, Keith, to say, I can take on the world, and you can do it. You know, you can financially. There's more improvement coming. Are you in some kind of legal problems?
I'm getting through them.
Okay.
I have been.
Okay. You're going to be coming out on top of all of them. Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. I don't see any bad things happening, because one thing that I'm seeing with you is that you don't give up the battle, and I don't want you to. I want you to keep on fighting for what you believe in.
That's my motto.
Okay. You're a true American, right? I wonder what it
I was
True.
just saying, what does that mean?
I have no idea. My spirit just said that. That's why I'm going by what. But I also will. You like the country? Living in
I'm sorry?
Do you like living in the country?
I do.
Okay, because you don't live in one right now, right?
I live. I'm sorry. Say that again.
Okay. Do you live like in a country setting, like Goffstown or whatever?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Because I see you're moving farther back into the country area, more into the wooded area.
Excellent.
Okay. You appreciate the earth, do you not?
I certainly do.
I see.
I'm a nature person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
you know what? Start doing your psychic ability. Start working with it. If you work with stones, or if you work with the stars, start working with them. Don't shut it down anymore.
And what I'm feeling is, as soon as we started talking about nature and the earth, that knot in the stomach just dissolved.
Did it really?
So,
Freedom.
yes. So that's hugely important, to begin to focus on spending as much time as you can in nature, but also bringing that sense of relaxation and peace that you have in nature into your day-to-day life on a more regular basis. So paying attention to how much less tension you're carrying in your body when you're in nature, and then when you're in the middle of the city or you're at work or whatever, bringing that sensation back into your body again, like relaxing and, letting yourself fall back into that space of relaxation and peace that you have in nature, regardless of where you are.
And one thing that I'm seeing that you can do to always be able to access that sensation of being in nature is just to get a small rock and keep it in your pocket. And if you get stressed out, just, rub the rock or touch the rock, just to connect yourself to the nature aspect and the grounding aspect.
By the way, sir, you're going to be around till you're 105 years old.
That's awesome. I love family, so
Yeah.
I certainly would like to be around it.
Right. Family is really, really important to you, and I want you to keep it that way, okay? Despite of whatever tension there may be around there. But I also will tell you that you need to write a book about nature. I know there's a lot of books about nature, and I know there's a lot of books about woods, and oh my God.
But his perspective will be his perspective, and that's
And you know what?
important.
That'll be a better seller than whatever, okay? Write about what you believe in.
Do you have a yellow dog?
Okay.
Do you have a yellow dog?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a dog?
No.
Oh, okay.
I see you
No.
with a yellow dog,
Could I
like
have one
like a
of those?
lab or yeah.
Hold it here.
For some reason, I see you running with a dog, so I don't know if that's coming soon or
Could be spirit.
yeah. It's
But you've got a lot more success coming, okay?
Sounds good.
Do you have any questions?
I don't.
Okay. Thank you for your call, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Bye-bye.
bye bye.
Can you bring an extra book?
Yeah, I definitely saw him like running like in the woods with
I
the
would get
dog
a
for some-
spiritual running.
Yeah,
when you said
yeah,
that,
maybe.
by the way.
Yeah.
Well, for our event, we got readers coming in. Norman Moody, Lori Otto.
That's me.
Okay, then we got Sherry Combos of Devon, Pauline Hasworth.
Hayworth.
Kathleen Simonson, we got a confirmation on her.
Oh, cool.
So I'll let you do these.
All right. And
We're
we
going to
have,
cry because April's not going to be. You'll be there in spirit, right, April?
That's right.
it's all good.
And
I'll
always
be sending
is.
my love.
That's always good.
So Susie Marat will be there doing her
Reading.
past life readings, right?
Right.
Genevieve Hackett will be there. Colleen Costello, Dr. Tony, who we haven't met yet.
No.
So we're
I
excited to
got
meet
booked
him.
in, though.
He's coming with Cheryl Cuomo.
Right.
We have a couple people we still need to confirm, but Cindy Stewart was on a couple weeks ago, said she would be there. Terry Milton, she was on last week.
Yeah.
She said she would be there. She was awesome.
Yeah.
And I did order one of those desert rose
Did you?
stones as soon as I got home.
Have you heard of her?
No.
Oh, she was on last week.
We have another call.
Okay, she was the most incredible stone lady. She calls herself the
Awesome.
She had a
stone
lot
lady.
of. Ready? Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Hi, Lori. Hi, Norm.
Hey,
Hey,
Mary.
Mary, how are you?
Not too bad on you?
Good. Are you feeling better?
A little bit better. Still my stomach. It's still going crazy. I took my car to the garage today.
What's the bad
They,
news?
they fixed one part, and now they think it's the fuel injection that's going on. That's why it's backfiring on me.
Isn't one thing with that car, it's another, huh?
Yeah, so they said they could fix it and get it done. So next month, it goes in next month. So they said don't travel too far with it, because the way, you know, the way it's catching and everything.
Right.
The engine is shaking and backfiring.
You know, Mary's the one that made it. Remember at the event we had all those homemade baked beans? And all
Yes,
that?
yeah.
This is the lady that made them all.
Awesome.
So, and this year, Mary's going to have a table there too as well.
Yeah.
So she's going to be another vendor. So Mary, what's going on? Are you keeping warm?
I'm trying.
Okay, is your apartment
I'm
warm
trying.
enough?
I hate the cold.
I love the cold.
I hate it. The older I get, the more I hate it.
I'm with you.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And that's weird because the older I get, the more I love it. I really do. I wear my slippers out in the snow. I wear my shorts, you know. Oh, yeah. I'm just reverse of everybody else. Maybe I'm an alien and don't know it, you know. You never know.
Aren't we all?
Hey. But Mary, hang in there because it's going to get better for you.
Oh, it's got to.
Yeah, it sure is. I'm seeing a lot of the energy that's in your chest and in your throat being released. What do you think?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
Mary's not a quitter. You would once you meet Mary, you would love her. She's a sweetheart. You know. Even
That's
if
why I'm not giving up my caddy.
no, you're not. No, you're not. And your
I'm
cat.
not giving that caddy up.
Oh
This
no.
is as much as I can.
Yep. Well, if everything works out right, we're asking for this praise to help Mary to be able to keep her caddy as we talk right now. We're asking for all the angels to intercede and keep that car going for her.
Yes.
You know, because when we ask for it, because Mary gives so much of herself, Mary doesn't take time to take care of herself. And now it's time for Mary to start taking care of herself.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay? And Mary, we got to come sometime this week. You got to come over and have dinner with us because we worry about you.
I know.
You know?
I know. At night, I don't like to drive too far because it's just too cold at night.
Yeah, well, maybe we could have something during the afternoon. How's that?
Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay. We'll let you go. Drink some clear honey with water.
Yep. In fact, I'm going to make some tea.
All righty then.
That's a good call.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk
Alrighty,
to you
take
later.
care.
Yeah,
All right,
bye-bye.
bye, Mary.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. I still
Poor
think it's her
thing.
apartment. I still think she has a lot of mold.
Oh, I
in her
agree with you.
apartment.
I think it's definitely the
She
apartment.
used to be my bodyguard, you know.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I used to get in a fight. She'd poke him for me. Really? When I was going, she'd tell you, huh? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You didn't
She's
mess
a
with her.
feisty one.
Oh, yeah.
She'd still do
sure
it.
is. She was on my radio show one time years ago when I had a radio show. Talk about somebody having a fish in her mouth. Oh, but she's a sweetheart, you know. She makes the best homemade beans that anybody can ask for. Really. Okay, here we go. How far did you get? Okay.
Oh, so we are going to talk about the vendors. So
Yeah.
we have Mary,
Yeah.
going to be a vendor. We have Michelle Talon.
Taylor,
She's going to be doing massage and essential oils.
Yeah.
Yay.
I'll get Travis to confirm.
Yes, I know. He told me. Bob White Bear Olson's going to be there with his flutes. And again, I highly recommend everybody get one. They're awesome. Debbie Wallace will be there with her fairy doors and kits. Jeff Travers will be there with his candles and skincare. Adventure Can will be there promoting their TV show. And so you can meet them, get their autographs. Linda Goodwin will be there with her crystals.
Yep.
Bruce Hoskins will be there. He is with Mischief Managed. You might remember from when he was on the
He's
show.
going to be doing readings.
But he'll be doing readings, so I don't know why you have him listed under the vendor section.
Who knows?
Just for fun.
Matt
Well, it
Connerton will
hasn't
be
been,
there
actually,
with
it hasn't
hypnosis.
been really confirmed yet, so.
Okay. Chris Gately will be there giving him chair massages again. I hear they're to die for. I didn't get to get one last time. Elaine Saunders, our famous matchmaker friend, will be there. Ann Ball.
I'm not sure about it.
Okay.
I got to get a hold of her.
All right, well, and we have a couple Jamies coming, it looks like. Jamie O'Brien will be there. She was there last time with
She is
It
gonna be there?
Works. Well, that's what you told me. It
Yeah.
says right there on that list.
Yeah, well, we'll still wait for a reply
I
back
haven't
from
talked to her, so
Yeah.
I don't know
We'll
personally.
have to, yeah.
So those are who we have confirmed, so
Yeah.
that'll be good.
And we run in, I may cut that down when I have extra space in case I need it, but I may not, because we still need like 5 or 6 more vendors. If you know anybody, just give us a call. You can get a hold of Lori on Norman Friends
Yeah.
or your website,
Yeah, autoheart.com or
Or-
revloriauto@gmail.
and you can get a hold of me on Norman Friends or Norman Moody on Facebook, or my website's there, or you can email me at psychicvisionbynorm@comcast.net. Okay, and if they want to order your book.
So, both of my books so far and the next one that's coming soon are all available on Amazon. I don't think this one is, but my other book is available also through Nook and iBooks. But the other thing that I wanted to mention besides books is that I've been doing a lot of channeling events lately. So I've been going to local yoga studios. I have one lined up at the Unity on the River Church in June, where I go and I do channeled messages. And often the message is it's about the shift. So the huge shift in energy that's occurring right now at this time, and how to get through it and stay sane while getting through all of that, because it's really riling us all up. All of our issues that don't resonate with this new vibrational frequency of the planet are coming up and showing themselves to us. And a lot of people are getting wrapped up in those issues and feeling like, oh, my issues are back again. I had thought I had dealt with this. I thought this was healed. How many times is this going to come up? And really, it's just so that you can really let go of the last layers of that. And I find that unfortunately, most people have no clue that that's what's happening, and so they just get wrapped up all over again in the whole situation and let it kind of tear them down and make them feel heavy and upset and torn up about it again. So I do a lot of guided meditations and channeled messages and things like that to help kind of guide people through that space so that they can, have a level of peace as all of this is going on. And I'm sure as you guys are seeing out in the world, all of the things that this is doing with government and the economy and churches and schools and everything's being affected by the shift. And so for a lot of people who aren't really aware of that or what to do about it or even how to think about all of that, it can get kind of scary and overwhelming.
Well, as someone who reads your channeled messages when you post them on Facebook, I highly, highly, highly recommend everybody go see you in person.
Thank you.
One of the, Laurie and I was just talking about that on the way in, when the changes that are happening.
Yeah.
And they're happening big time. I spoke about this like 5 to 10 years ago. They don't know what disaster is. This is just the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
We can bring it back under control if we want to, It takes a multitude of people. Hey, I just said a big
You
word.
did say a big word, and you
Wow.
said it correctly.
Bravo.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
But no, we have discussed this several times.
Yes.
It is up to us, each one of us, if we want things to get much, much worse before we get our heads out of our you-know-whats,
Out of our
or
butts.
if we want to now take the initiative and lead the way with love and peace and understanding and bring this into a smoother transition to the higher vibration, because the shift is happening to the planet whether we're ready or not.
Mm-hmm.
And one way or another we're going to have to adjust. We can do it the hard way or we can do it the easy way. It's up to all of us.
And nothing out there is going to get any better until you stop the chaos in here.
Right.
So You're gonna see chaos out there all the time.
And it's going to
If
affect
you've
you.
got chaos in here.
Well, I have a cousin. I love him dearly, but all he sees in the world is bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I just cannot comprehend living like that by choice.
Yeah.
That.
And it's because exactly what you said.
Does he watch Fox News?
Yes, he does.
Okay,
He
well, there
doesn't
you
deal
go.
with his inner demons.
Yeah.
When you were saying that, it was like you were just saying all the dad things. I've had people say to me, "Don't you ever see anything good going on?" I said, "Not right now." I said, "It can." I said, and I believe it can happen. But if I don't want to kill you that day, this is going to happen. That so bad. But you know what? The unfortunate part is, unless we all, not just America, not just in Africa, not in Switzerland,
The whole world.
the whole universe, if we just say, open up our eyes. And in that song, Love One Another, Love One Another. I think my son's sleeping, is what I'm saying. I'm not sure. I'll get a text otherwise. But if we could just, I bet you can do it. I love walking down the street, and I do it today.
Yeah,
I love going
he
down.
does it all the time.
Hi, how are you? What's going on? What's happening or whatever. I love doing that.
And it's easy to pay people compliments, hold doors, smile. Those things you may think are little things, but really they shift your internal self and therefore shift your external experience. It's,
My mother would stand there. I had a mother for like my fourth, so I have an awesome mother. Okay, literally stand there until I went and opened up the car door for her, or until I went and opened up the door for her to go in.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you miss that?
I
You
get
like
that.
having
I
a
get
door
it every
open?
day.
No. Okay.
My wife opens doors for me all the time,
Yeah.
so I'm spoiled.
Me too. Does your husband open the doors for you?
he wants to.
But you won't let him.
Sometimes it's very nice. He gets mad when I don't let him do it, but it's like I am
That's
a
the way
very
we-
capable woman. I
But-
can, but see, that's where I had to learn very early in life to do for myself. It is very hard for me to let other people do for me. It is very hard. That's
love
an issue
having
I
the-
have to work on.
Yeah.
I love having the door opened up for me. I
Yeah.
love being seated at the table when I go out to dinner or whatever, I think it's pretty awesome,
Yeah.
And I like open the door for other people.
Yeah.
I think because, I guess I'm from the old school. A lot of the respect that you had, you don't see that today.
Right.
And I hate it when I'm sitting there and I'm watching people eat dinner and they got their hand on the table and they're like this. When your hand should be right here, or not above your wrist.
See, now the problem I have with that is who made that rule, and why? If I want to sit with my arm on the table, then I'm going to do it.
I mean, it's just
I don't like being dictated
No,
to.
no,
No,
that's my pet
baloney.
peeve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's, or
So
they,
you don't do it, and that's fine.
or they sit there chewing their mouth wide open.
Well, that's just gross.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you know what? Again, that's
But
their
then
thing
again,
if
I
they
think
want
it's
to
the
do it.
upbringing. I think it's the upbringing we've had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do you sit there with your hand on the table while you're eating dinner like that?
No.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just, I
Yeah,
go for it.
yeah.
It's a different culture today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It
We
is.
all have, we all, I mean, when I was at the table, if we didn't sit correctly, we got on the hand or, or if you kept doing it, you had to sit elsewhere until you learned the proper. And when a lady come into the room to sit down at dinner, you always stood up until I'm from the old school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I really am, But I miss seeing all of that. When you go out if you have ladies that come into dinner, and the gentlemen sit up when they pull the chairs. I miss seeing that. I miss seeing. Maybe I just don't want to see what's going today. Because I think it's important. Respect. I guess it's done in different ways. Respect has really gone out the window.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's taken a different turn. So, I mean, respect can still be there.
Yeah.
It's just expressed differently now than it was before.
Sit your butt down there and shut up there. And I'm going to smack you.
That's not respect.
That's not respect
That's
either.
not respect. No.
I always love it when I hear people say, my children will respect me.
No.
And I say, you have to earn that respect.
Right.
I said that to
Yeah.
my sister came to live. One of my sisters, I have 3, came to live with me for a short period of time, and she came into our house, and she's like, you know, your kids need to respect me because I'm their elder. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. You have to earn their respect. You know, just because you're older doesn't. That's how come so many kids get abused, is because they're docile. You know, I want my kids to be, you know, pleasant and polite and courteous, and not, you know, not be rude little jerks, which, of course, my kids are perfect, but everybody here will say that about their children. But,
I won't.
but, you know, but I don't want them to blindly give anybody respect.
Yeah.
I want them to, you know, decide whether that person has earned it or not.
To be able to trust themselves and their own feelings around
Right.
people.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
they have to, you know, like that, you know, and it is earned, you know. And my father used to, you will respect me, you know, and you know, and stuff like that, and respect it. And children also have to earn the respect of their parent as well.
Yes, it has to go both
It's a
ways.
two-way street. You will love them because love is unconditional. You know,
Yeah.
you will always love them, but you don't have to respect them until they earn it. Okay.
But that's why I mean, kids, especially early in life, I truly believe this need structure. Many kids crave structure. You know what I mean? I've met so many children that are brought up in households where they run the roost. Well, I'm sorry, a 3-year-old does not know what's best. You have to have some rules. You have to have some guidance.
Yeah.
I love it when they come in and I'll look at it and I'll say, why do you allow your children to run you? Well, I don't want any problems, but you're creating the problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Because then when they're not getting their way, all hell's going to break loose.
Oh, I'll give them a candy bar. Well, what are you going to do? Your child is going to be hyper. You know? But like you just said, my granddaughter is perfect. She can do no wrong. My son can't. Well, your son can do no wrong, right?
So far.
My kids, my grandkids, they're all perfect.
That's
Sorry.
right.
What
In
can
our
I
eyes,
say?
anyways, right? You know, but if we don't believe in our children, if you have children, then you know what? Then the children have already lost.
But you have to teach the children to believe in themselves.
You know
And
what
if you
my
don't give them any guidance, they don't do that.
one of my pet peeves is with these children. The mother may stay at home all day long or whatever, and also they go to preschool, then they go to kindergarten, then after school they go to the YMCA, or they go to the Boys and Girls Club, or they go to a daycare center, and instead of, and I'm not, you know, the mothers that have to work, I can understand this. I really can. The father and mothers that have to work, I can understand that they might have to go to a daycare and be taken care of. But when do they find a child to take care of their children? When do the children realize that mom and dad are not the government taking care of them? You know, and I'm not saying all parents. Believe me, I'm not saying that at all. But I'm seeing time and time, and I'll say to them, "What's your child? Oh, he's at preschool." But you don't work.
But I knew a woman that was a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
And she got so much backlash for not putting her child in daycare to socialize and learn life skills, and what a bad mom she was for
Really?
keeping the kid at home. That I think a lot of parents feel pressure to get their kids in to daycare so they can learn early or whatever. It's terrible pressure on a lot of
You
stay-at-home
can't
moms
win
these
as a
days.
parent
Right.
at this
No matter
point.
what you
People
do,
are going to
someone's gonna
criticize
judge.
you
Oh,
if
yeah,
you stay at
yeah.
home. People are going to criticize you
Today's
if you
parent,
work.
you know, it's not easy being a parent today.
Yeah.
I'm glad my son has grown up. I mean, I realize he's 43 and I'm only 35, you know. But today, you know, I wouldn't want to be in today's culture and raising children. It's
Yeah.
hard for you. You have what, a 17-year-old?
Yeah, yeah.
And so you're seeing how hard it is. Then they become more independent, and they don't get outside. They don't play outside like they used to. They're busy
Yeah.
with the computers, and they're busy with Facebook. They're having cyber wars and all this other stuff on it, and all these video games that they have. And I'm not saying they're all bad, but they're all, you know, there's a lot of violent video games. But then on the other respect, like my friend Tommy, he's a computer whiz. You know,
Yep.
he makes up. He does
Hi, Tommy.
these jobs here where they had space challenges. Isn't that right, Tom? Where you make up these robots.
Robot stuff.
Yeah, robot challenge or robotic challenge or whatever. Now that's educational. That's something that's worthwhile. Well, you know how Billy came up, huh? So I'm going to get a free dinner out of this. No.
But that's
He's
something
angling for the free dinner.
my daughter does that I really, really admire. Is she makes the kids play outside, of course, weather permitting, every day for X amount of time. She limits their electronics time to a very small window every day. They no cell phones, no electronics during dinner, and they always spend at least an hour as a family every day. And she has my youngest grandson is in sports. My youngest granddaughter's in dance, and Girl Scouts. I mean, she has them active and involved. She's she's an
Well, one of the
exceptional
things
mother.
that bothers me, and I think probably you too, but speaking about this, is that when the parents come home from work, they've had a hard day. What do? They don't communicate with each other unless they're texting. Or that one runs into the computer over here, and the other one's fixing dinner, and then she goes on the computer, or here she goes on. Or they set their buttocks down. I like what you just said. Instead of sitting at the table and saying, well, how was your day today? Did you poke somebody in the eye or whatever,
Yep.
But do you have a lot of communication?
Yeah. With me, my son isn't super open, but with my wife he is, and it's really funny because, that's not his natural mother, but he loves her. So he'll tell her all kinds of things, but he's kind of quiet with me. So I figure as long as he has one of us that he's close to and open with, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always going to be one parent, and then
Yep.
they can talk
Yeah.
to.
When he was really young, it was me. And then it kind of evolved as
Break
time
your
went
heart a little
on.
bit, though, doesn't it?
I was just more relieved that he was welcoming to her than anything else. So I was like, hey, this is way better than it could have been. So
Oh, yeah, it could have been
you never
disaster,
know with a step parent kind of situation where that's going to turn out. So.
Because I know that one. I don't usually recommend people that have children getting married only because, and I'm using my own
Sure.
experience, and I
Yeah.
have to. When they all loved me when I had money they could spend money on them, and I did everything I wanted to do. And when I became well, you haven't earned that, so you can't do this and you can't do that. And I was like, you're not my parent. You can't tell me what to do. What you don't realize, that hurts.
Yeah.
That if a parent is a stepfather or a stepmother or whatever, and you have a child, you can't tell me what to do because you're not my parent, and you've done everything you can to help provide and take care. It really hurts your feelings, like you can't show it though, because if you do, it's a sign of weakness as far as they're concerned, and they're going to employ on it. Yeah, I use another big word.
You did, and I can understand where you're coming from with that perspective, but I would never discourage somebody from becoming a step parent ever. I thank God every day for my stepfather, and for all three of my stepmothers. They're all passed, by the way. They're not all here
Wow.
now. And that reminds me, happy birthday, Mommy. And happy birthday, Bill, because we won't be on the air. That's my stepfather, for those who want to know. My stepfather is an amazing man. He came in and married a woman with 6 kids, and I'm forever
So
grateful.
you know what? Then you were one of the blessed.
And Bruce is my daughter's stepfather. Not many people know that. Now the world does.
Yeah.
And they have always been incredibly close. So I go for it. You love somebody, but don't marry someone if you don't love their kids. That would be
it
the
comes
one
a package
thing.
deal.
It has got to be a
It's a
package
package
deal, because otherwise you're just going to have way more trouble than you can handle.
And the biggest problem I've seen with stepchildren as well, and I'm not blaming all stepchildren. Please know that, folks. Okay, because a stepfather or a mother can be just as rude or mean.
That's
Or
right.
I love it, or I hate it when all of a sudden they have their own child, and that stepchild is in the forgotten, is in the background.
I have a friend that happened to her
and
daughter.
That
It
is
was
so sad.
heartbreaking.
And it's still, or when my biggest gripe is, and I've heard this many times, and we're going to be talking about more, because I think this is going to fall right into your book. Okay. Or many times when they use children as pawns.
Yeah,
to get
that
what
is
they want.
unacceptable.
I can't. I have a hard time doing that. I know so many people who have actually signed their rights away because they're tired of fighting the battle.
Yeah.
Okay, or because they don't have the money to continue where another person may have that, and it isn't the parents that suffer out of it, it's the children that
Right.
suffer out of it. We're on the welfare kick today, people. If you have any comments that you'd like to make about what we're talking about, you can disagree with us, you can agree with us,
You want
or
to change
you
the
can
subject?
you
That's
know?
good too.
We can talk about politics, we can talk about
No, we didn't do
no
politics.
politics.
No politics. That's the next show.
you can talk about how she beats me up all the time, that's okay.
Well, it's the feedback I get is they're all for it. They
Oh,
all
is that
like
what
it.
it is?
So I,
Okay.
they're encouraging me. They give me ideas. I don't know what to tell you, but yeah,
You have a very voyeuristic audience.
Hey, she said a big word.
She did. I bet she even knows what it means.
I bet so too. That's a word of my favorite. If I say anything beyond a 5-syllable word, to me that's a miracle,
Yeah.
But April, I gotta tell you, with this new book, you think you got success? So I gotta tell you,
Nothing compared
this,
to what's coming.
right?
Sorry.
This is right. I actually see you on the Helen DeGenerate show.
Ellen DeGeneres?
yeah.
I just got chills on that, and that is probably the third or fourth time somebody has said that to me.
And I think
So,
yeah,
and I keep getting confirmation on it, and I'm just like, yeah, bring it on. That sounds fantastic.
Excellent. Can you tell us
Yes,
what your
please.
chapter? I mean, a little bit about your chapter.
Yeah. So,
All right, actually, the whole book.
yeah. Well, when I talk about abundance, for me, it's not so much about having the things that you want. So you might say, I want children, or I want this amount of money, or I want this house, or I want this job. But really what you're looking for is the emotions behind that. So what kind of emotion is that thing going to give you when you get it? So often if it's money, it's a feeling of security, of being provided for. It's this relaxation that you have, like, I don't have to scrabble so hard. So if you can just take a shortcut to that emotion instead and say, okay, well, how can I then bring about just that sense of peace in myself right now? And you can do that with everything, like, what in the world do you want, and what's the emotion that's going to give you, and then break that down to how can I create that in my life right now. And so that not only brings you to that space of, okay, I'm feeling how I would feel if I had that right now, so I've got that emotion, but then you're resonating at the frequency of that thing that you want, and that emotional frequency, and that begins to automatically communicate to the universe that you resonate with that thing you want, and it starts to come to
She's
you.
another big word.
Repeatedly.
Yeah, I'm getting educated here.
There you go.
And a fish too, but no, but that's
Yeah.
awesome. It really. So, how did you get interested in writing books? And how did you get interested in doing what you're doing?
Yeah, good question.
I thought
It started out with just me trying to fix me, and then it evolved into me working on clients, and then as I was working on myself, I would read and follow all these gurus and take all these classes, and I was just consuming. And then it got to the point where anytime I would pick up a book or go to a class or whatever, I'd be like, yeah, I already know this. I know this. I know this. I know that. It was just like there was no new information coming in. And yet there were a lot of people that were kind of seeking what I knew. And so I was like, okay, how can I take everything that I've learned and put it together in one place? And so that was my first book, was like my journey up until last January. So Essence, Ending Emptiness, Finding Fulfillment, was kind of like a metaphysical 101 plus emotional fulfillment information. And then this was just a group project that I got invited into and had some input to share, so I thought I would. But the third book is actually all of the channeled messages that have been coming through over the last year, plus my own aha moments around the shift and my own journey. And that book, I am so excited, and it's so close to being done. I just have to, like, the last little bit of editing and
My spirit told
some
me to tell
peer
you not to
review.
become impatient.
Yeah, I'm like, let's do this, come on. But in part, it's because we are, like, right in the center of the shift right now, and I feel like this book needs to be out there, like, last week. Because Everyone needs that information
that,
to be
yep.
able to get through. So the book is called Less Logic, More Wisdom. And then the subtitle is Surviving the Shift with Your Sanity Intact.
Love it, love it, love it. I will
And-
take the first copy.
Surviving the Shift with Your Sanity Intact is really what I kind of call the channeled messages and things like that I do as well at events, which you can find out more about at apriladams.org. But I just love being able to find peace for myself first and foremost, but also to be able to share that with people. Like, as I learn new things in order to get myself to the next level, then to be able to pour that out and sort of be the conduit for that sort of information to be able to reach more people.
I know.
Well, I'm getting really educated today.
You're going to have to get a piece of paper, start writing.
Really? But do you find that even when you're teaching others, you're still healing and you're still learning?
Definitely.
Because when, like with me, when I have clients that come in and I do readings or I do teaching, I find, you know what? When I'm teaching them, I've had to learn myself. And I'm there, whoa, I don't always like, I'm good at teaching, just like you are. You're a great teacher. You
Thank
know
you.
that, right? You have a lot to offer. But the hardest part, what I do, I have to say, okay, if I'm going to tell someone how to do it, I damn well better tell
yeah.
myself how to do it and practice what I tell other people to do.
Definitely.
That, what is that saying? They say practice, if you're going to practice what you preach, and don't preach it at all.
Right.
And all I can picture when I hear them words, practice what you, hallelujah, I'm going to preach to you today, brother. You are going to save yourself. Every time I use that.
You are healed.
Yeah. Oh, I used to belong to a church like that, And then, brother, you're being healed. And one time I went to this one Christian church, and they're all praying over me, and I'm kiddying out, you know what I mean, like a senior type of thing. I'm going like this, And finally I got through, and I went back, and I said, boy, I'm a good actor, aren't I? They go, why? What do you mean? I said, I wasn't really kibbying. I said, I was just showing you what drama could really be. I thought that for some reason they asked me to leave that church.
I wonder why.
I can't imagine.
Why could that be?
That's weird.
Can't understand what it. And everybody, one of the most important things that if you're going to be a minister or a preacher or a priest or a lecturer like you are, or like you are, or myself, or teachers. Remember this, folks. We are also students. So whenever you're lecturing someone, open up your ears, your eyes, and listen to what they might listen to the feedback, because you may not always like to hear it. Do you agree with that? But it's something that's going to make you think. I will never call myself an expert, because when you're an expert, then that means you know just about everything in the world. I'm still learning. You're still learning. You call yourself an expert?
It depends on the situation, but I do feel like I'm always learning. And, it's funny because whenever I finish a book or a project or anything like that, I'm always going, well, what's next? Like, how is there possibly any more information that I could learn or share or anything? And then 5 minutes later,
And
here's
opens
a
up
new
the
pile of
floodgate again,
information
right?
for
Right.
you.
Exactly.
I cannot visualize myself not learning. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
I'm not the most intelligent book-wise. I'll be the first one to admit it. I had a learning disability as far as reading goes. I had a learning disability when comprehending things. But everything I've learned, I've taught more on myself. And we don't forget what we learn.
Right.
Unless you want to,
Yeah.
There are even the negative parts of life you got to learn, because that teaches you to overcome them, and how to say, okay, I don't need to have that negative part of my life anymore. I can bring it into a positive,
Yeah.
like what you've done. Let's be honest. Were you shy in school?
No, not really.
Really?
I mean, I was shy meeting grown-ups when I was little or something, but for the most part,
Because from what this is what I visualize, and you can tell me more. You always had the gift of intelligence. Okay, you've never always used it the way you should have used
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
But also, later in years, as we got younger, we were able to express ourselves more. Because we never get old. The numbers are always old. We're younger at heart. Do you
Yeah.
agree with that? You
Yeah.
know. And then when you started to find yourself and say, wait a minute, I can help others by writing the book, by teaching, by listening, and practicing what I've been telling other people to do.
Yep.
You know, you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Were you shy in school?
No,
Really?
I can't say I've ever really been shy. I mean, there was a period actually in my adulthood when I first moved to New Hampshire. There was probably about 7 years that I was a mouse. I wouldn't say boo to anybody. And I don't know where that came from because that wasn't me growing up. And there was just a period that I went through. And then I had a wonderful boss that said, "What the heck is wrong with you?" Yeah, you're right. This isn't me.
I know today it don't come off, but believe me, growing up as a child, because I was always made fun of at school and all that. I used to be very shy. I used to hide behind refrigerators. That was my favorite place to hide.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And growing up, I was always shy. Clown for attention, I did everything I could to get attention. Then all of a sudden I said, wait a minute, I don't need to be shy anymore. And that's when I got sober and said, I am going to be who I am. I love who I am today.
Yeah.
And if you don't like who I am, oh well, that's life. Life continues. I have a very happy family. I'm very proud of it. My lifestyle, gaming, if you want to call it, and who I am. Yeah, I used to dress my hair. The last 7 years, and this has been my natural color. At one time, I never knew what color my hair was going to be until I turned I think it was 60 or 65. You might see me one day, I might be a bleach blonde. The next day, or maybe the next 3 months, I might be a redhead or whatever, because I was learning to accept who I am.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, as I say this, I've learned a lot from your energy. Okay, and I want you to really, and I mean that with all sincerity, I've learned a lot because I love your confidence that you have.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I've learned a lot from it. Same with Lori, and she does beat me up every once in a while. And she does, folks. Don't let her kid yourself,
Do I look like the kind of person that would hurt anybody? Unless you mess with my family, because then I'll take you out. Or my dog, especially.
Especially my dog.
Yeah, you touch
Throw
my
the kids
dog.
out the door,
touch
but that's
my dog,
okay.
and that's I'm
But
not responsible.
I've learned a lot from Lori, and even my friend Tommy over there. I've learned a lot, and from Scott, who's my roommate. We all learn something from each other. You've learned a lot from your partner. You've learned a lot from your
Absolutely.
husband. And if we don't think we've learned, then we're blind.
Yeah.
We're denying something in ourselves.
Or we don't want to.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. Denying. Because we always learning every day. We should be learning.
And every new guest that I have on here, I learn something about them, or I take something from them.
Right.
Yeah.
And we had a lady. I think she's the one that's coming on in 2 weeks or next week. Was Polly doing? We had a lady come on anyways. That I would say to her, "Can you do readings?" Oh, I did. Before she even came on the show, I said, "Are you afraid? Are you afraid to talk to the clients as they call in or the callers?" "Oh no, I'm not afraid." Then also she said, "Well, I did pray first." I said, "Well,
Oh no, that wasn't anybody on this list.
Oh no, it was somebody else.
Yeah,
and we
somebody
just didn't have her back.
completely.
Yeah. And I said, "Say, I don't know my prayer." And you've been doing it for 40 years. You don't know your prayer, then don't waste my time. I love bringing up to people who think they know it all, and yet they have known nothing. That's fun. Okay. It really is, because when you come in with that attitude that you know it all, we're going to show you.
Nobody knows it all.
Yeah.
Well,
Nobody.
That's my tie here. No, and it's true. If we think, and if we know it all, have we learned anything?
Right.
And we've done absolutely nothing. By the way, does your partner watch your show when you're on here?
She's watched. I think she watched the first one.
Okay. Well, we're going to be downloading this.
Yeah.
We'll either today or tomorrow, so you can watch it. People, if you go to YouTube, Norm's friend, Scott.
Norm Moody on YouTube.
Okay, go Norm Moody on the YouTube there, and you can download the shows that we have.
Oh, great.
Okay, and then there's another show I was on with my friend Psychic Bob, who may be calling in. I had the pleasure of being interviewed by him. That was a different switch, being interviewed by somebody else, and it paid off because I'm getting calls all over.
Perfect.
Do you get calls all over? Do you do phone counseling too?
I do. Yep.
Isn't that cool?
It is. Yeah, really neat to be able to talk to anybody, anywhere.
Yeah. Who would think that, you know? You know, like, I love doing phone readings.
Yep.
You like doing phone readings?
I
Oh, you said
prefer
you're a
I
person.
prefer the one-on-one thing, but I do plenty
But
of
if I
phone
do
readings.
phone readings, they can't poke me, see, you know. When
Yeah. They can't fight back.
Right, but they can hang up, you know. I had one lady come in my office, and I'll never forget it, and she says, you know, I can make you like women. I'm looking at her, I said, excuse me? Yeah. I said, I don't think so. And I said, you know what, the door's there. It's still going to pay me, but the door is there. Have a good day. If that was your whole intent of coming in here, you know. Oh, and so I meet some pretty weird people when I do. You must too. You know.
It gets interesting.
Yeah. But I, you know, I wouldn't change my life. I wouldn't change anything I do. Would you?
No.
Because what people say, oh, if I had known that when I was younger, if I had known this when I was, you know, I would have changed it. Then you wouldn't have been where you are today. I've actually visualized had I been able to change, or had my real mom lived, you know, and I had a feel. And I had a vision of what I would have looked like, and I didn't like that at all. I can't picture myself working in a factory.
Yeah.
It would ruin my nails. 'Cause I can't do
Absolutely.
that. Oh, you know. Have you ever visualized what it would be like if you ever changed?
I have, and you know, and I can't say that I've ever had a different version of my life that I said, oh, I'm so grateful that didn't happen. You know, because they were just different. They weren't better or worse. They were different. But I wouldn't now change my life as it has progressed for anything.
How about you?
Well, certainly there's times where I say that I wish that I would have learned in my teens or 20s the things that I have learned over the last 7 years or so, because that would have been quite a different life, but it definitely had to unfold as it has.
Right.
And it's unfolding as the shift unfolds for a reason, so that it's fresh for me, so that I'm able to share that freshly with people as it comes. Where had it already come and gone and been an understanding, first of all, people would have thought I was insane. I wouldn't have been able to build a clientele back at that
Well, honey,
point,
we
and
know that
all
you
of
are
that.
already, you
But
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
true. You know, where
Yeah.
would we be? You know, I
Right.
know where I would have been. And then one day I can remember saying, I've had it. 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't know why else it came up with me. I had my dog out doing the morning thing that she likes at 2:30 in the morning. She thinks this is when she has to wake me up, you know. And she's out there really proud. It's kind of a chilly day. She's out there, you know, sniffing, you know, being the typical. And I said, I've had it. I'm ready to throw the towel in. I don't want this anymore. And all of a sudden, I got a vision of what I would look like. And I didn't like that vision.
yeah.
I was going to be in a one-room, cockroach haven, you know, and that's all I could go, I'll stay what I'm doing now. And sometimes if you visualize what it would be like if you didn't do this, it wouldn't be a healthy one.
Yeah.
You know? So, give me one thing that you're grateful for.
Well, I think like you had said earlier, being grateful for your struggles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the craziest thing to be thankful for.
Oh, no.
But
Not at all.
it's really what catalyzes growth and learning.
Yes.
Catalyzes. I could have
Ooh, you even said it correctly when you repeated it. It's a thing with him. It's all good.
You know, I'm picking, you know.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm learning. One thing that you're grateful for.
I have to say I'm grateful for my family, all of my family.
Todd?
Understanding.
Understanding. Scott?
Being alive.
There you go. You know.
What about you, Norman?
Well, like you just said, I have some, but I think struggles
Yeah.
is really awesome. The path that I'm grateful for the path that I went on to be where I am today.
Yep.
If I was going to go, I could write a multitude. Hey, I used that big word. She
Yeah,
taught me.
see?
Thank you.
Good for
But
you.
if I went on, I'm also, I'm grateful for the path that I'm on. And I'm also grateful for the journey that I had to go on to be where I am, and like you just said, your family. I have my son, and I have my daughter-in-law, and my granddaughter. I don't know what it is to have an outside family like other people have, like brothers and sisters, but that's okay today. It took a long time for me to learn that, for me to say, "Oh, poor me, I know him,"
Yep.
and there. But you know what? When you learn to say, everything happens for a reason. You
Yep.
know?
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for my 4 ex-wives, I guess. But without them, where would I be, right?
Well, now one of them you wouldn't have Mike.
That's
so,
right.
And that was
And that's-
alone was worth it.
Right. And actually, now we get along better now that we're not married than we did when we were married. Except when she asked me, "Do you think my ex, because her husband passed, do you think my me putting arsenic in his coffee that it might have helped him?" I said, "It could have." I'm there. What did you do to me? You think about stuff
Whoa.
like that. Well, I have met some pretty.
Oh, my.
Oh yeah.
It's a little scary.
But the one thing that. Huh?
That's a little scary.
Yeah, but she's 80 years old. She's 10 years older than I. But you know what I give her a lot of credit for is she was 70 or 72. She got her driver's license. She wouldn't have had it had we been together. She travels all over. She's really being extrovert now. She's by herself.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a friend that she helps, one of her friends, and she's always out there helping other people. And I said, don't ever give that up. And this is what makes you happy. And if you complain, but if this is what you need to do to go for. We have to keep busy one way or the other.
Yep.
Okay. You have a passport, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I see you doing something in France.
Okay.
France and England.
I'm up for it.
Okay. And your wife is going to be going with you. And I actually see your son may be going with you, too.
Yep. I
He's
just got to
adventurous.
chill on that. He is adventurous.
Really,
Yeah.
He's really intelligent, isn't he? You did such a great job. I'm going to tell you one thing, that he's going to be very successful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
As long as he
Awesome.
doesn't get lazy with it.
Well,
But that's a typical teenager.
he just actually yesterday helped me design my next book cover.
So he's
He
very artistic.
in high school is taking graphic design program, and so I was like, I'll pay you instead of paying some stranger.
There you go.
So
Your kids don't do anything for nothing today, But that's okay, And because, like my granddaughter, she has a very champagne taste. But she earns her money, she saves her money, Like she went out and bought, what did it call, Louis Vuitton pocketbook for $300 or something like that. And she paid very good money. But she saves her nickels, her dimes, and she earns it, and she wants to go to work. So you and I must be doing something right as parents, and you must have did
guess so.
something right with parents,
Yeah.
And instead of just open up your wallet and hand them the money and just, get it out of your hand. And there's so many of them that do that. And folks, we're not trying to come down. Yeah, I am. I don't like
We
that.
couldn't afford to do that,
No.
nor would we
Yeah.
have chosen to do so. But I
But
don't.
you know what? You have their respect, don't you?
My kids are great kids. I mean, I know I say they're perfect, but they really pretty much are.
Well, that's because I used to hang my kid upside down and beat on him once a day.
You know you're not allowed to
shield
say
him.
that anymore.
I know. Oh, I can. I don't think my son even knows.
Address all nasty letters to Norm Moody.
One time, Matt Carter and I did that, and with the phone calls that we got, don't you think there's enough abuse going on? People, we're only kidding. I don't. I get. I caught a client. Not a client. When I was over at, I think it was Hediford's over in on South Willow Street or one of the supermarkets there, and this woman literally pulled her child's pants down, about 8 or 9 years old, and spanked his bare butt at the cashier place there. I went bananas.
I would have flipped out.
I did.
That's well, an indecent exposure. How mortifying for that child.
Yeah.
And I don't care how bad they were. That traumatization
yeah.
will never leave him now.
And I looked at her and I said, "That is child abuse." Boy, she told me what she thought. I said, "Okay." I said, "I'm just going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call the police because as far as I'm concerned, that's abuse." I don't have a problem when someone's spanking their child on the buttocks, but I have a problem when they're doing in a grocery store, in a store, when they're going to do something like that.
yeah.
Well, just exposing the child in public
Yeah.
was
Right.
way over
When
the top.
teaching children how to be modest, That's not the modest part. 'Cause, I mean, I'd be unmodest for myself, but that's, I mean, once in a while I run around outside naked, but what the heck? The wind, at my age, honey, no, I don't,
Everybody closes the shades.
Yeah.
It's just that crazy.
There goes
eye
Norm again.
Oh, yeah. Hey, there he goes, But one of the things, I like what you said about the shifting of the universe. It's not only shifting weather-wise, but it's shifting people-wise.
Yep. Yeah.
You gotta get it together.
Can you explain to people though what you mean by that? Because I think a lot of people hear it but don't understand the
I'm gonna
concept.
turn over to
Yeah.
you while I go up
Yeah,
here. for a minute.
sure.
Yeah. Get some
So-
water. You're turning a little red.
So with my understanding is that the way that the planets have been aligning and are continuing to align in the coming decade or so are creating an upswing in the Earth's physical vibrational frequency. And the Schumann resonance, which is how they actually scientifically measure
So
what-
this isn't just woo-woo.
yes,
This is
what
science.
physical frequency the planet Earth is vibrating at is going up. So it hasn't just been this, metaphysical premise. It's actually occurring. So the Earth's frequency is raising, and as that occurs, all of us still have our old issues and beliefs and programming and just how we see things and all of that resonating with the old way the planet was resonating. So we have to kind of allow ourselves to begin to also raise in vibration along with the planet, or we're at odds with our habitat. So if the planet's frequency is up here and your frequency is down here, it's not going to feel good. It's going to feel scary. It's going to be confusing. And basically, the way that shift is made is, we start to feel that discomfort and we acknowledge it and we go, okay, I have these issues. I have these beliefs. I've been brainwashed to believe all of these things. How can I take a look at shifting some of these so that I can heal myself and let go of these old behaviors and beliefs and now begin to resonate at this new frequency with the Earth and actually be comfortable here? But what starts to unfold is that, okay, there's a whole bunch of us that are aware of this and we're conscious of the shift. But there's a whole bunch of people who are not.
Right.
Way more people are not aware of this than are
Right.
aware of this. And unfortunately, they're still experiencing it, and subconsciously and energetically, they know that something's happening. But consciously, they're going, well, it's just the same old crap. Nothing ever changes. But inside, they're like having anxiety attacks and
Right.
freaking out and going, what the hell's happening? And some of them will say something like, well, I feel like something's coming, but I don't know what, or I
Right.
feel like something bad is coming, or, and it's just this, that's the way that their body acknowledges the fact that there is a major change taking place right now. And so those of us that are sensitive and awake and aware are not only feeling our own stuff and dealing with our own shifts, but we're feeling that collective energy of everyone out there who's freaking out and doesn't know what's going on. So we get kind of, their stuff on top of ours.
Right.
And I actually teach empathic people who are sensitive to feeling other people's stuff on a regular basis how to kind of energetically mind their own business so they're not picking up everyone else's stuff.
Oh, that's hard
But
to
I'm
do.
seeing as the shift progresses, our oneness is becoming so much more apparent and overwhelming that you can't even, like the old boundaries that used to work and the old like pulling in your energy field so you're minding your own business, that doesn't work anymore. Those were great tools before. They don't work now because we are one, and it is like
Right.
it's getting very clear that we're
Right.
one.
So what happens to the one actually is happening
Right.
to the other.
Yes. So now it becomes a matter of, all those boundaries that you were taught to have and all of that constriction that you're carrying around, let it go.
Yeah.
It's about just opening it up. Let go of the armor, let go of the shields, let go of the barriers, let go of all of this tension and constriction and expand instead. And just let the energy of the universe flow through you. Every single one of us was born in a state of flow, and we were open. And you know how great people feel around babies.
Yep.
Like, people love to be around babies because their energy is beautiful and they're just wide open. And they are automatically air purifiers for energy. So whatever negative energy comes in contact with them, they purify it and turn it into positive energy. And so it feels
we-
amazing
Until we
to be
teach
around
them to stop doing that.
until they're taught that they're not safe and they have to protect themselves, and they, you know, that the world is going to attack them. And so we constrict and we hide and we put up boundaries and barriers. And so this is a return to your natural state. And it's just about, you know, okay, I know that I have energetic barriers, so I'm just going to put all those aside. And then it's about focusing in here, because we all carry this massive amount of tension in this area, and relaxing that, and relaxing it more deeply and more deeply and more deeply. And then reminding yourself again and again and again, like every time you feel discomfort, it's there to remind you that you've left your natural state.
Wow. I want you to. I never thought about that. Hey, see, there we go. We learned something new. There we go. When you were talking about the baby, you know what? I never even thought of something like that. Thank you.
It's been a fairly recent discovery of mine that was channeled fairly recently as I was working on a client. And the more I work with that energy with people one-on-one, the more truth I'm seeing in it. And I was surprised by that fact as well. I was like, oh, wow, that makes a lot of sense.
It really does.
But, and
Well, the purity of a baby,
Right,
you know?
right,
And
yeah.
the angels that are protecting.
Yeah.
And when they get to a certain age, also the human source gets in, the mother or the father. And
Well,
I love that. Thank
the
you.
teach our
other-
children fear.
The other piece that came in with that too that was equally fascinating is that that's our natural state. So when we're in between lives, we're in that relaxed, flowing, open
Right.
state. But also, that's the state that Buddha and Jesus and the Ascended Masters have reached.
Yes.
So basically, you know, if you picture Jesus, he's wide open.
Right.
He's just flowing. You know, like there's just love and openness and peace. And you don't, you know, you're never going to pick up from Jesus or Buddha that they've got all this tension and boundaries and
Right.
constriction going on. There's nothing but openness and flow.
Do you have a website?
AprilAdams.org is one of them, and then The Healer of Healers is another.
Okay. And your business phone?
603-219-6211.
They can make appointments for that?
Yes.
Okay. Not
Yep.
the price of appointments.
Yep.
Okay. And we have a very happy client here. He's shy, so we won't mention it. I talked to him on the phone, and he's very happy with the work that you worked with him on.
And I spoke to a woman just on Saturday that said she loves attending your channeled messages, that they really help her with her day-to-day life.
Awesome.
So do you have any upcoming events?
I do, and they're
This is
actually
Al.
they're listed on apriladams.org. So.
Hello, Will.
Norm, how you doing? That other number still isn't working on the cell phone, so I don't know. I have to call your cell phone.
Okay. That's all right. So, Al, what we got happening?
Well, no, we got some clouds coming in tonight, and looks like we'll have the temperatures tonight will be back down near 20 degrees. And tomorrow we should have a mixture of sun and clouds, a little more clouds than today. There is a chance of a few ocean effect snow flurries along coastal New England. Temperatures tomorrow only in the lower mid-30s, not as mild as the lower mid-40s we had today. And then Friday, increasing clouds 30. There's a chance of some snow and mixed precipitation Friday night, Saturday morning. Nothing big. And we're back near 50, well in the 40s with sunshine on Sunday. So much warmer this weekend than last weekend.
Well, I kind of liked this. I liked that cold last weekend.
No,
A
no.
lot of people were kicks bursting, and I know we just when I talked the other night, that was the coldest we've seen in a long time. I think since 2004 January. So, but it didn't last long. We're in an El Nino winter, so
Yeah.
the Arctic air hasn't lasted as long this year. We've had some bouts of cold Arctic air, but they haven't lasted as long. We haven't been locked in for weeks like last winter. So, you saw the volatile weather in Florida, tornadoes. That's common with an El Nino winter. You get more rain and severe weather in the Gulf Coast states in Florida.
Well, actually, this New England has been pretty lucky as far as the weather goes and the bad storms they've had all throughout the country.
Yeah.
We've been pretty lucky. But I believe that we're going to make up a lot of badness in March and possibly early April.
Yeah, March should be a fickle month. It could be 70, 75 one day. You have a snowstorm a day or two later. So
Yeah.
March, that swing in terms of big swing in temperature month where you're dealing with a couple days could be spring and then you have a big snowstorm. And
Yeah.
usually a wet snowstorm and fluffy snow. So we have to watch March.
At least
too,
it'll
and
melt
also the
fast.
freezing rain. So.
Yeah.
And hey, the Brewers won overtime last night. What do you think?
And it's about time, isn't it? Hey, yeah.
For everyone, what's your take on the Red Sox? I think they'll get the postseason. What do you think?
Actually, I think we're going to have a tremendous year. I actually look at us going up all the way up to the Super Bowl.
No, World Series.
World Series. Oh, okay. World Series.
That would be funny if the Red Sox were in the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
They got the pitchers. They got David Price this year, so hopefully the pitching's improved. And
Right.
David Ortiz is his last year, right?
Yeah, I believe. Well, that's what they say, but he says that every year. I actually look at him becoming a hitter coach, or he's still going to be affiliated with the Red Sox.
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe they'll go out in style with his last year. Look at Peyton Manning with Denver. Everyone thought a lot of people were struggling to think Carolina was going to win the Super Bowl, but Denver won.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of that was politically inspired, and to make the Pacers had to lose, almost like the same identical plays that the Patriots played.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll just show a lot of calls today.
Actually, we've had a couple of them, and we've got a very intellectual lady on here with us.
Oh, okay.
I'm learning a lot of new big words.
Okay, well, then when I see you next week, you'll have to tell me about that. I'll give you a call probably Monday night. How's that?
All righty, give me a call. We'll go out for lunch or something.
Yeah. Well, have a great weekend. Have a
You
good
too.
night tonight. Have a good show.
Bye,
All
Al.
righty, yeah. Bye-bye now.
Laurie. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You too.
Now, he couldn't get a better forecast for my birthday tomorrow. I am very disappointed now.
Tomorrow's
Happy
tomorrow's your
birthday.
birthday?
Yes.
Happy
that?
birthday to
You're going to get in trouble.
you.
You better stop singing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lori. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you both. That was very
I
nice.
better now.
I didn't say that for that, but thank you. I appreciate it.
You're going to be 21, right?
I will be 53.
Really? Oh, good. You admit it? Oh, my
Of course.
God.
When you
Would
look this
admit
good at
your
my
age?
age, why not?
Absolutely.
Well, no, not me. I'm only 34. I'm 35.
You know, the problem is he can't remember if he's 34 or 35, so
Yeah.
that ought to tell you how old he really is.
Actually, I can honestly say I'm 70.
Yeah.
I mean, 70. And you know what? The age is only a number.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because I've seen pictures where these guys, oh, I'm 70 years old. Oh, like, we got to pray for him and go, why? Or we had a lady call in, I remember this, and I said, you got to get out and do more dancing. And you got to do this. But I'm too old. I go, how old are you? She said, I'm 56. I go,
Right?
oh, my
What?
God.
That would blow my... I can't even imagine thinking like that because Bruce and I are just getting started on our adventures. I mean,
Yeah.
winding down? No. I mean, talk to me when I'm like 94 about winding down.
Yeah.
But between now and then, I'm having a hell of a good time.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
It's all, like we've just said here, it's all up here. It's all, if you want to take your body and make yourself healthy, because I know the doctor wants me to, and I refuse to go back to the doctors anymore. I am not going to take those diabetic pills. I am not going to take those shots. I've watched too many people. My friend Mary, unfortunately, she hasn't. And my friend Bob, I don't know if you met Bob before he passed. And
No.
he had these shots every day, and he ended up with going on a kidney dialysis, or the people that get, we can control what we eat if
Right.
we want to. The biggest problem I'm seeing is somebody will eat a big red piece of cake, but I mean a big piece of cake or something they're not supposed to have. Then they'll go in and like my friend Bobby and go give himself a shot or whatever.
My sister-in-law.
Yeah, really. And then they say, oh, I'm going to be okay now. So then they do it again, and they're going to get another. It's like they're addicted to the shots. It's like someone being addicted to marijuana.
I'd say they're addicted to the sugar.
Yeah,
more
the
like
sugar
it.
part, yeah. But the shots aren't going to help them.
Yeah.
It'll maybe for a short time.
I mean,
Right.
there are some people that changing your diet and things like that won't get rid of your
Right.
type 1 diabetes.
Yeah.
But, you know, like my father-in-law controlled his type 2 with diet and exercise. I mean, I have actually met many, many people that have been able to control their diabetes type 1 or 2 through diet and exercise. That gentleman that was on the show, why am I drawing a blank on his name? The one who cured his diabetes.
Oh, Richard.
Dick.
Dick,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, he cured his own diabetes, and has a scientific background,
Yeah.
and he's willing to talk to anybody about it.
I'm trying to get them to come back on the show, but they're not responding. My pet peeve is when we went up to Peterborough.
Peterborough,
How do you pronounce it? Peterborough?
Peterborough.
Oh, Peterborough. Okay, well, Barrow sounds better, you know. But they all signed up to come. I get a good list.
Yeah,
I spent
yeah, yeah,
many days,
huge
you know.
list.
And so I'm letting them know about the event that's coming up, and I'm sending. Not one of them responded, except for Carol, and she's coming on the show, and I think Rose well or something like that. But the other one's not one. And why, if you don't have any intentions of coming on or like that, don't please me. I don't care one way or the other. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You, I want back on more and more, and I'm dead serious. We've talked
Absolutely,
about this.
absolutely,
you know?
yes.
You know, we talk about who we want back on, who we don't want back on. You know, but today I have got to say I've learned a lot. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Even
I'm
with the
glad.
big words, you
I'm
still
glad.
learn. Did you
I'm
learn
glad
a lot
you
today?
understood the
Did you
big
people
words.
out there learn a lot today?
Well, you use them in a way that people could understand, which
And
is
you have
nice
to-
because
yeah.
we've had
And-
some people
and
that
it
use
comes
big
from the-
words just to use them, and you're like,
Yeah. And it comes
Yeah.
from here when you speak.
Yes.
I'm not saying to come up from up here. Obviously, you got to have intellectual too, but it comes from the heart.
Yeah.
And
Right.
it comes from honesty. That's the key.
you truly
Because
love,
you do care.
and that's reflected.
Okay. And now that
Thank
book
you.
is what called?
This one is The Missing Piece in Gratitude and Abundance.
Okay. And your other one?
Essence, Ending Emptiness, Finding Fulfillment.
And I don't usually read books. I have to be honest with you.
Yep.
But I started reading and I could not put it down.
That's awesome.
And really,
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, I really couldn't. I couldn't put it down. I started reading and reading and reading. I'm going, wait, wow, what am I doing? You know, 'cause this is.
I'm reading a
this
book.
Yeah, really, literally. Because I read things like what's her name, Anne Rule, who writes the criminal true crime stories, or Peyton Place with Grace Metellus,
Yeah.
who I knew personally,
Nice.
and then V.C. Andrews.
Yep.
I read all. Have you ever read?
I actually used to collect V.C. Andrews
Did
books.
you?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yep.
You know, she was an
It-
Afro-American lady that wrote so well.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So it goes to show you everybody's intelligent. But she wrote, and it's always about rich people. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's what I like.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
You ever
Very
read V.C.
perverse,
Andrews?
odd rich people.
Flower in the attic, pedal to the wind.
Actually, no.
I
I've
have to
never read
wonder
those.
about her history with all of the incest and stuff
Yeah, I
that
think
took
that's-
place
yeah,
in
I
those
think she did.
stories. I was
Yeah.
kind of like, what was
I think
this
she
woman's
actually
life
lived a
really
lot of-
like?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and and I saw the movie. Flowers
Oh, that
in
was
the Attic.
terrible.
Wasn't it awful? I would have been embarrassed to produce it. It was nothing like the book.
Yeah.
Isn't
You
it
know?
a shame when they take a really good book
Yeah.
and make it into a bad movie? Now, I have a passion for Stephen King books.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Oh.
don't see them as horror
Yeah.
books. You know, I see them as good versus evil, love story. There's
A study in humanity.
Right. I never see
Yeah.
have never read them as a horror book. I love them.
Really?
But every time they make it into a movie, it's terrible compared to the book.
Yeah, they can't really do it justice. You
You
know,
can't.
the new one that's like 11, whatever JFK's date of death was.
Oh yeah.
11.
So there was a book, yeah, 1123. You know, and so
I was only a couple
there's a
months
new
old.
book that he wrote, and they've made a TV series of it.
Yeah.
And I've seen the first episode, and it's amazing. They did a really
Oh,
good job with
good.
it. You know, I find that with Stephen King stuff, it's really hard to do it justice with like just a 2-hour movie a lot
Right.
of times. And then also, I think in the beginning, a lot of people were making really low budget,
Yeah.
garbagey kind of
It's
stuff.
all about
so,
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. I mean, The Shining wasn't bad.
Right,
There's
but
a couple
compared
of
to the
exceptions,
book,
but yeah,
I mean, the movie is good, but compared to the book,
Right.
it's awful.
yeah,
Yeah, because you can't get that same depth of feeling, and in our own imaginations, our own minds put so much more into it.
Yep.
At least mine does.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I read a book with a movie with Farrah Fawcett, Burning Bed,
yeah.
when she was an abused child and by her husband and she set the bed on fire. Her husband burned in the fire and all that. So it was a true story.
Yep.
And the mother-in-law, she was just wretched, but it was nothing like the book.
Yeah.
With the one about who was that famous actress? I can see it now and I can't picture it. Faye Dunaway played her, anyways.
Mommy Dearest.
Mommy Dearest. The movie is nothing like the book.
Yeah.
That lady was a creep. She was a monster.
if even a tenth of what's in that book is true, that lady was psychotic.
She really was. She was
Yeah.
a monster. Give all the children's presents away and go out there and clip all them roses out. I remember all that stuff. I actually know a lady who knew her daughter, her adopted daughter, and everything that was in that book was true, but it was way, nothing could describe all the details otherwise, And here's her, Joan Crawford, that's her. And here she is, one of the best actresses in the world, and she ran Pensacola.
Wow.
Her husband was a CEO of Pepsi, but she literally ran it, and it goes to show you not everything. When you have money, your children don't always have to, and what you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I'm always amazed at a lot of the people. Like I've had 3 clients that come in from out of state. One went from New Jersey, and her father was a pillar of the town, and highly respected outside. But what went on inside behind the closed door, it was really frightening.
Yeah.
It goes to show you money isn't everything.
Yeah.
And and it really is true. Don't you agree? When I had a good income and I had, we were doing really well, but then again, I was never happy.
Yeah, I think that's where the problem lies. Money is just a tool. It's energy. We all know that life is easier when you have a lot of money, but it will not make you happy.
No.
You have to find that inside you. You could have everything in the world and be unhappy.
Yep.
Well, folks, on April 9th, we're going to be at the Unitarian, some kind of a shirt there, or whatever it's called.
Don't say that. Unitarian
Unitarian.
Universalist
Yeah,
Church
that's
on
it, that's
Union
it, that's it,
Street
okay.
in Manchester.
In Manchester, 669. Okay.
She remembers the number.
Yeah.
Just pointing that out.
For the readers, we got myself, Norm Moody, Lori Otto,
That's me.
and we got Sherry Como. She does
The tuning forks.
tuning fork.
Yeah,
And
that
she
was
did a number on me, and I'll
amazing.
tell you what, I still have had no pain in that hip.
Wow. That's
Really.
awesome.
She spent, a half hour? Almost an
It
hour
was
with
almost an hour, yeah.
Yeah, and she did it. I would recommend
Oh,
tuning
yeah,
forks
me
for
too.
everybody, anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
She did it on me too.
That's
before
right.
it was.
And we got Catherine Samuelson. She does automatic writing. She does very good at that. Susan, how do you pronounce her last name?
Marat,
Marat.
Susie
Short
Marat.
for Rot?
No.
Oh, okay. I love her dearly. She really is. She did an artwork on me. What do you call that?
Soul aura painting is what
yeah,
she
soul
calls it.
Oh,
I have it
that's
in my
cool.
office,
Yeah.
actually, and I took a picture
Yeah,
of
she
it.
did one for me, and then she did one for Norm Live on Air a couple
and
weeks back.
and we got Terry Milton, who does stone readings. You ever had that, Terry?
No.
Oh my God, she was fantastic.
She was fantastic.
She,
Oh,
next
amazing.
time I have her on, I'll let you know. You can come and join us if
Mm-hmm.
you'd like. Okay. We got Genevieve Hackett, who does tarot cards, I believe, and we got Cindy Stewart. That's the one that has still got
The
a
new
lot to
one.
learn.
Yep.
And she's good. Don't get
No,
me
she's
wrong.
very
but she-
talented.
yeah.
Don't misunderstand. She's
Yeah.
very talented.
And then we got Colleen Costello, who was awesome as well.
And she just did that
Yeah, the Adventure
investigation with Adventure Cam of that mansion in Garner.
Yeah.
Oh,
plants,
okay.
so-
Yeah.
Awesome.
Gardener, sorry.
And then we got Dawn Drew. She's coming in to
Oh,
do the
okay.
medicine wheel. She's very good.
Yep, she is.
She just had to have a pacemaker.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And I don't know. I really, we got to send down a lot of praise for her, really. Cause she's
Oh,
been
we didn't
through
do
a
that
lot
at the beginning of the show, so make sure we do
Yeah.
that. Cause
Yeah,
before we
I was
sign
just
off.
on her show like last month.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's about a month, right after that she had
Okay.
me. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Then we got coming in with Cheryl. Is it Sherry or Cheryl?
Well, Sherry for her friend Cheryl is her given name.
Dr. Tony, I don't know a lot about him. Then we got Carol Clearing. She owns a catering service, but she also does angel cards and like that too. So I'm hoping that she would bring in some goodies in for the big sale, you know. So it's just what I need. Then we got Michelle Taylor. She does massage and oil essentials. She'll be doing those. We got Maud White Bear Olson, who plays the flutes and makes the flutes.
No, she was next
Oh,
to
yeah,
April,
those
yeah.
were beautiful.
aren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
My husband bought me one.
That's
She was
right.
amazing.
She was
Yeah.
okay. Then we got Debbie Wolf. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Wallace is what I'd say. But
Yeah, she sells fairy doors. I like letters. Fairy doors and kits.
And those amazing bags. Remember,
Oh, yeah,
Susie
the
had one of
amazing
her
bag.
bags. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to bring in my fairy wings. To go
There
with
you
it.
I know somebody else who has some fairy wings or
Really?
something similar that I've seen her wearing.
Yes, I do.
And then we have Jeff. You have wings?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Next time, bring them on the show.
Oh my God.
We
she's
have Jeff
adorable.
Kravitz, who does candles and natural.
Natural skincare. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's got some
skincare.
great new products
Yeah.
coming out as well.
And
Just
of
saw
course,
him on
we
Saturday.
got Adventure Cam.
Yep.
That's good. And with
Rich.
Rick
Rich
Dubois.
Dambois.
Dambois, yep. And his crew. And then we got Linda Goodwin. She sells crystals. Very good at that. And we got Bruce Hodgkin. He does the tarot cards, I believe.
Yeah, he's doing readings this time
and
though.
he
He's not.
came in and did singing. What was it?
Singing bowls?
Huh?
No,
No?
he is part of an a cappella group,
Ah.
Mischief Managed, and
Yeah.
they sing Renaissance era madrigals.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, they did our Christmas show. They were amazing.
Cool.
They really were.
Mm.
Then we got, if anybody needs a massage, Chris Gately will be there to put on, to give massages. And then we got Elaine Saunders. I think you met her. She does a dating service.
She was-
Oh,
there.
yeah, she was right next
Yep.
to me, too.
Yep, she's coming back. And we still got some still questionable people coming in. We got to remind them and get it out there so we can, put it on the
Questionable
wall.
in that they have not confirmed yet, not in that they are questionable.
Yeah, no, yeah. We're still waiting for
Well, questionable
confirmation.
characters there.
Right.
Well, that was a big word for confirmation. Yeah.
Yes, and
Yes.
questionable.
Well, I think I'm getting some intellectual and
It's osmosis.
is that what
It's
it is?
wafting off of me.
Oh, I drink that too. Oh, you know. So where is your next?
So,
you're gonna be doing
Next
a
channeled
lecture.
event, I think, is not this upcoming Saturday, but Saturday the 27th, I believe, at Zin Zen Yoga.
What's that?
It's in Bedford, New Hampshire.
Oh,
And it's a new yoga place, and it's called Zin Zen Yoga because they actually have a yoga night where they have wine afterwards. So they do like an hour of yoga followed by a wine tasting. So it's kind of a combination of different ways you can relax by going to this yoga
I'll
place.
have to sign up for that.
Yeah.
I'll have to call my friend Suzanne and let her know about it too, because my friend Suzanne, she does a lot of volunteer work for my event. And they had a big bake sale. When the bake sale we made over, just a bake sale alone, we made what, $200?
It was,
like,
yeah, it was
a
a lot.
lot for us.
Yep.
Believe me, okay. And we often raffles and stuff like that. If you want to donate one of your books there, that would be great. We could raffle that off and
Yeah.
whatever, And all goes to the Manchester Animal Shelter.
Great.
Okay, Shelley's no longer with them, but I'm not getting to that. 'Cause I know a whole lot of them start up to me anyways. But when I first heard that Shelley, this is the old me. When I heard that Shelley wasn't going to be with them, then I don't want to do the Manchester Animal Shelter. I go, wait a minute, why am I punishing the animals?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know, and nor do I care what's going
Right.
on. That's internal.
Right.
Internal.
Internal,
Yeah.
you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
another big word
animals
for
still
me.
need our love.
They
They
sure
still
do.
need
Yeah.
our help. There's
Yeah,
too many
has
of them
nothing
out
to
there.
do with our human drama.
No, no. And they can also, how can they get your book? Your books?
So if you check out apriladamsauthor.com or go on Amazon and look up April Adams, you'll find me.
Now, these people that all chipped into your book, there's another lady we had on there that wrote a thing too. She was the airway communicator.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, have you met these people that you all put in? Like,
Not everybody. I've met a few of them.
really? That's
Yeah.
interesting. So you're like writing books, but yet you're in chapters, but you're not really knowing. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how the spirit works?
That's the
Yeah.
same way the book that I have coming out next month, same type of thing. A lot of them are
You
made
gotta
that
love
way
the
because
internet.
your chapter is it's autonomous to the rest of the book. I mean, it all flows together and it all works together, but they're individual.
And
they're
it's
not
actually,
dependent.
it's better if you don't all know each other and you're not all part of the same circle. Because then each of those individual people who hardly know each other is sending that book out and advertising that book to their whole following.
Right.
And so you get exposed to all of these other people's groups too. And then if they resonate with what you do, they may contact you or follow you. So it's a great way to, be able to get more word out about the book, as well as to have more people sort of recognize who you are and what you have to bring as a message.
Hey, she mentioned another big word, resonate.
She did.
Well, I get really educated here. Look at her voice. I love it. But, the one thing I got to say for you, and you for giving the courage, I am going to sit down and I am going to write my book.
And I will gladly edit
Awesome.
it for you.
Okay? I've had my fear, and I know it's a negative energy, and I'm trying to get over that
Yep.
negative. Well, if I write this book, my journey and me and dying.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? I for years I said, well, if I write this book and my book is complete, that means my life is complete. And by listening to you, you wrote one right after another, and by you coming up with your book, and a few other authors I have talked to, my life isn't. Maybe that
Yeah.
chapter in my
Yeah.
life is going away.
well, a lot of people actually resist their healing journey for that purpose too. They think that once they're perfect, which,
Doesn't
how
happen.
long is
Only
that
I
really
am,
going to
folks.
take?
Only Norm.
That's right. If
that
you believe that one, we'll talk about another one.
they think that they will have served their purpose or, done the thing that they came here to do, and then that they're going to die. So a lot of people have beliefs like that. I've got a really good tool for you, not something that I've created, but something that I've discovered recently that's really been super powerful. It's pstech.org, pstec.org, and he offers a free set of recordings that you can download for specifically thoughts like that. Like
Wow.
basically you listen to an 11-minute recording while you think about in either a memory or a thought you project into the future of something, similar to, if I write my book, then my journey's over and I will die. That would likely bring up a negative emotion in you. What you would do is you would listen to this 11-minute recording and follow the instructions on the track while you think through that whole, feeling and thought, and it disconnects the emotional charge from that thought. And then it sort of makes it no longer be a belief for you, because you're not getting that emotional charge out of it and the chemical rush that comes from that. And so your mind stops feeding you that thought, because you're no longer getting the reward or punishment from thinking it anymore. And so then it's far less likely to continue cropping up and block you in that way.
Nice.
Well, I would check that out.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing though? I mean, you know what's really even better, knowing that I'm not the only one that has gone through this.
Yeah.
Because I would say, oh, am I the only one that's being affected this way? Am I the only one that is scared to write that book or whatever?
Nope.
What kind of courage did it take for you to, or did it come natural?
It's all just been a step-by-step process for me, so it's just kind of like, what's the next piece, what's the next step? But hitting that question particularly makes me think about how so many people have come to me, both intuitives and healers and, people like that, who are resistant to really exploring that aspect of themselves, even though they're highly intuitive, or they really feel that they're meant to be a healer and they feel that they've done that before and that it's just who they are, but they don't feel safe or okay to explore that, in the world right now. When in fact, this is the safest possible time you could be exploring that. But the issue is that they have had lifetime after lifetime where they've been persecuted for that, and so that programming is in them, as well as ancestral programming that has come in through their DNA of fear around those topics and issues. So, not only is it programmed into your DNA, it's a past life experience, plus anything that's been said or done in this lifetime that you've seen where there's been disapproval around those things.
We got to be going here. I want to thank you for coming on.
Yes,
I will
absolutely.
look forward to you coming on again. You actually, I don't want other people who've been on my show feel offended, but you're one of our favorites.
Thank you.
Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
I had really, honestly, learned a lot today.
Awesome.
I didn't realize that my mind could pick up as much. Okay, well, I'll be overwhelmed with it, but I want to thank you for coming on once again. The name of your book?
The Missing Piece in Gratitude and Abundance, and the other one is Essence, Ending Emptiness, Finding Fulfillment.
Okay, so we'll see you next time, and you got your book coming out. By the
Yes.
way, everybody, happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
What is yours called?
I'm not about to say yet.
Okay, so everybody, have a good week, and remember, every day you are the winner.